The US Open Pickleball Championships. Open to all. Owned by few. Streaming now on Pickle TV.
A multi-time champion. In 2016, Naples, Florida staked its claim as pickleball capital of the world, hosting the inaugural US Open in a state-of-the-art facility. 3 years later, the Open is bigger and better than ever. The best players in the world hail to paradise in the quest to add their names to the small and prestigious list of US Open champions. The Women's Pro Doubles is next on CBS Sports Network. A beautiful evening in Naples, Florida. The white sand beaches are unparalleled anywhere in the United States, and we are excited to have been in Naples, Florida all week long. CBS Sports Network bringing you coverage of the 2019 Minto US Open Pickleball Championships, and our featured match here this evening, the women's gold medal match, coming to you from Zing Zang Championship Court at East Naples Community Park. And welcome to Naples, everybody. Dave Benz hanging out with Melissa McCurley of pickleballtournaments.com, Mark Renison of Third Shot Sports. Guys, a rematch of last year in this gold medal match. Simone Jardim Corrine Carr, they were able to take care of Lucy Kovalova and Irina Tereshenko. But Melissa, you think maybe it might be Tereshenko and Kovalova that might have a chance tonight?
It could be. You know, again, 6 months later in Indian Wells at the National Championship, we saw a different outcome with Lucy and Irina taking the championship, and they would love to get their first US Open championship tonight.
That's right, but Corrine and Simone have been looking great all week. They look like they're ready. They've got the home court advantage, at least Simone does, and you know that this is going to be a great match to watch.
This pickleball tournament has become quickly the biggest and best in the entire world, and the numbers reflect that. Over 2,100 participants registered. In a little over 3 hours for this year's tournament, it was sold out. Rusty House has been with us all week long from pickleballchannel.com, and Rusty has more flavor on what's been happening here in Naples.
One unique thing about this tournament is the founders wanted to make sure the gold medalists were undefeated. What that means is the teams are going to be fighting their way through the brackets so that at the end of the day, only 2 teams will remain, both of them undefeated, to be able to fight for the cherished gold medal. So you're about to get to see some great pickleball action. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty. Don't go anywhere. When we return, the first serve in this Women's Pro Gold Medal match coming up from Zing Zang Championship Court in Naples, Florida.
US Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Paddle Tech, official paddle of the US Open Pickleball Championships. By Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's Sporting Goods. And by Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Dusk has set here in Naples, Florida. The sun's still a little bit in the sky, but not much longer as the lights are on here at Zing Zang Championship Court, and we are just about set for the first serve in the Women's Pro Doubles Gold Medal match. It'll be Carr and Jardim in the near court, Kovalova and Tereshenko in the far court. And with a victory here tonight, Simone Jardim would clinch the Triple Crown. She already won the Women's Pro Singles. In fact, she beat Irina Tereshenko in the championship match in the singles earlier this week. She won mixed doubles gold earlier here tonight, and she's looking to finish off the Triple Crown.
Yeah, she certainly is. And, you know, Corinne and Simone did lose to these two at the last national championship 6 months ago in Indian Wells, California. So Lucy and Irina would love to get the championship here, but Simone's not going to go quietly.
And Simone hits that into the net, so it'll be 0-0-2. Each side gets each player to be able to serve before the serve changes side to the other side of the net. You cannot score a point unless you were controlling the serve. And they do play to 11, but you must win by 2. Best 2 out of 3 to win the gold.
It's only in your first serve and starting the game that you get 1 serve. And then after that, each side gets 2.
Each player on each team gets to serve until they lose, right? So if one person, for example, Lucy Kovalova, who's serving now, if she and her partner, Irina Tereshenko, win a point, as they did here, Kovalova will continue to serve, and she'll do that until Jardim and Carr stop her, at which point it goes to the second server. And so then Tereshenko would serve until Jardim and Carr can stop her.
Kovalova and Tereshenko both coming to the United States to play college tennis. Wichita State for Kovalova and Texas Tech for Tereshenko. A great shot there, and overhead by Tereshenko right at the feet of Corrine Carr.
Yeah, it was a good overhead. Pickleball can be very risky when you put the ball high over someone's head. Try to do it. That gives them a chance to get to the ball and hit on a downward angle. And if they hit down, they can hit fast and still keep the ball in play, which makes it really difficult to recover against.
So 0-2-2 as they move to the second server. This 2019 Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championship is the 4th installment of this tournament as Carr hits it long, and this tournament just continues to get bigger and better. We showed you some of the numbers at the top of the broadcast, but this is a packed house here tonight at Zing Zang Championship Court. It has been sold out for quite a while to see Championship Saturday.
It is the biggest party in pickleball, and people can't wait to get here, can't wait for this night. You can feel the excitement and energy building all week long.
And so many great players have come out to play. I mean, we show you the best of the best here on CBS Sports Network, but make no mistake, this field, it is deep with talented pickleball players. Tereshenko tracking that one down, and then Kovalova off the top of the net cord.
Yeah, and just the women's pro event alone since this tournament started in 2016 has grown from 8 competitors to 24 playing in this bracket this weekend.
So what does it take to turn pro in pickleball?
Well, that's an interesting question because pickleball is still an emerging sport, if you will, and still forming. And so now it's
It is a tricky question. One of the ways I like to answer it is, look, if you are a person who makes all or at least a good portion of your living doing pickleball or pickleball related things, then for me that's someone I'd put in a category of pickleball pro. So all 4 of these women are out here either well, obviously competing in pickleball, earning money through their winnings and through sponsorship deals. They're also out there coaching pickleball in various capacities. So people who make pickleball not just something that they do because it's fun, but something that is forming a large proportion of their income. For me, that's a fairly neat definition of a pickleball pro.
probably about as good as a definition as you can get right now.
1-4-2. It is amazing that so many people now are able to make a living on this sport. So many opportunities, not just in terms of playing on the court, but in terms of sponsorships and working as representatives for companies. And Simone Jardim, she is becoming a household name amongst pickleball players. Originally from Brazil, she moved here to the Naples area about 3 years ago and told us she has no intention to ever leave.
Yeah, this community has embraced her like family. And when she first moved here, she's from Michigan, actually. The climate here reminds her much like her home in Brazil.
Simone hits that one out. Yeah, this climate, I would say, was probably much closer to Brazil than Michigan, where she was a tennis coach at Michigan State. In fact, her roots to her relationship with Corrine Carr, Simone, I'm totally not saying that well today. Siebenschein.
Yes.
Excuse me. Sorry, Rolf. Rolf Siebenschein is a terrific pickleball player and is Corinne's husband. But Corrine and Simone, they met on the campus of Michigan State when Corrine was taking her courses to get a PhD in finance, and Simone was coaching tennis there.
Yeah. And they have formed a partnership in pickleball that has been extremely successful. I was talking to Corrine earlier today. She's always shown us what type of warrior and champion she is. She knows she's going to get most of the balls when she's playing with Simone. And I've never seen someone hold up so well under pressure and being under fire.
So that's a common pattern that we're going to see, what we just saw here, between Corrine Carr receiving those balls and Irina Tereshenko sending them to her. We're going to see that pattern regularly, and since Tereshenko typically plays the left side of the court and Carr the right side, a lot of those exchanges are going to be down the line as opposed to being cross-court.
4-2-1, Kovalova and Tereshenko looking to open up a little bit of breathing room early on here. They end up on opposite sides of the court after that crossing shot by Tereshenko. And they end up with a point out of it, so 5-2.
If we've got some viewers out there who are newer to pickleball, one of the things that's very important for them to understand is that red space close to the net. That's a 7-foot zone coming off of the net on each side. And that's known as the non-volley zone, often called the kitchen. You may not hit the ball out of the air before it's bounced if you're standing in that non-volley zone. So what you'll see here is that these four women will get up to that net quickly. They'll stop just short of the non-volley zone. And while you're allowed to reach over and into the airspace above it, they're not going to go in and hit those balls. They're not going to be standing in the non-volley zone unless it's a ball that has bounced before they hit it. Otherwise, that would be an infraction. So they're going to try to control as close to the line as they can, as Kovalova did there, to get that ball when it's high so they can really hit it hard.
Yeah, great attack there, right into Simone. And a 6-2-2 advantage.
And these ladies know each other very well. They've played each other often on the center stage, and they've gotten more competitive with each other each year. Just an example here in the U.S. Open in 2017, the final was 11-5, 11-2, and then last year's U.S. Open 8-11, 11-9, 11-6. And then, as I mentioned, Irina and Lucy just won in the final 6 months ago at the national tournament. So I'm hoping we'll go the distance here tonight.
Second server after that is long. Corrine Carr out of this group is the least decorated, as she has only won five total medals here at the U.S. Open. 2 of which were the golds that you just mentioned alongside Simone.
And I know Corinne's definitely going to want to keep it cross court to Lucy here as long as she can. She doesn't want to be one-on-one with Irina.
So we'll move to 3-6-2. It is a hot and sticky night here in Naples, Florida, as you would expect in early May. And these players have been playing all day.
They have
although not necessarily in this women's pro bracket, because the mixed doubles was really what was featured most of the day here today. Over 4,000 matches were completed at this fantastic pickleball complex this week.
Yeah, over 4,000 matches over 7 days. Singles, doubles, mixed doubles, age, skill, and skill, age, and pro divisions. A little bit of it all here at the U.S. Open.
And unlike tennis, in which singles is clearly the more popular sport, or popular discipline, I guess I should say, doubles is more popular within the pickleball world.
Yeah, but singles is really increasing. I mean, example, singles day here at the U.S. Open is the largest day in the tournament. That's second year running.
Largest day in terms of participation?
The largest in the terms of participation, 788 matches we ran just alone on singles day, 41 different events, and the 80-plus division, one of the larger ones with 9 competitors.
The oldest player here was 86 years old this week. Tereshenko, she's able to put it away, and it moves it to 9-3-1.
Yeah, I think Simone and Carrine are going to need to find a way to change the momentum. They're just 2 points away, Irina and Lucy, from taking game 1.
They could use a timeout. They've got 2 at their disposal. They elect not to here. I almost certainly think they would if it gets to 10-3.
So what we're seeing here really is just Carrine going a little bit too much too soon. She's a little too eager out there. That was a good example right there. That was a ball that was, if she was going to attack it, it's got to be a lot lower than that.
Game points. They don't take the timeout.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great counterattack.
It was, and Carrine really set that up for herself. She took a nice low or a dink with nice pace on it to Lucy's backhand. Lucy popped it up, and she was sitting on her forehand waiting for it.
So, again, game points as it moves to 10-3-2.
So one of the differences that we see here is that we've now seen Carr and Jardim set up, at least for the last few points, with Carr cross-court from Tereshenko. They've now gone back to their standard formation with Carr on the right side of the court.
And just giving them a different look. That's certainly smart.
Yeah.
Change things up a bit.
I don't know. I'd like to see them keep it that way. They had success over the last. They just stopped serve. They've gone on a little run here. Instead, they elect to play with Jardim on the left side, meaning any ball over the middle of the court, she can use her forehand and really hit hard.
Tereshenko into the net, so a couple of points in a row now for Jardim and Carr, who were facing a 10-3 deficit with the other side having both services available, and they broke both serves.
Should remind viewers, you can only score a point when your team's serving. So right now, even though Lucy hit that great shot for a winner, that backhand, her team doesn't yet earn a point. The second server of this partnership, in this case Corrine Carr, now gets to serve. And Tereshenko needs to try to stop them to get the ball back and have a chance to score. She does, and so now it'll be a side out. Tereshenko and Kovalova are going to serve, and if they can score a point here, they'll take game number 1.
They've already had 2 game points, and they've had serve broken both times.
And Carrine choosing to stay on the left side.
I like this setup for them.
It's kind of that different look that we were talking about too. I have Lucy and Irina thinking about it.
Look how far over she makes Tereshenko move to play her forehand. That's going to open up a seam in the middle of the court that maybe could be exploited by Jardim. Great try, just mishit it.
And that'll do it. Game 1 going in favor of Kovalova and Tereshenko, 11-5. One more look at the game-deciding point.
Yeah, she tried to go through that seam that she had created, but hit a little off center and didn't get enough on it.
Game 2 coming your way after this momentary break here on CBS Sports Network. Night has fallen here in beautiful Naples, Florida, and it is still hot, however. 82 degrees. The heat index has actually gone up just a bit since we initially went on the air because the humidity has risen a little bit. Look at some of the final numbers from that first game. 12 unforced errors by Jardim and Carr, part of the reason why they lose game one.
Yeah, I think that definitely is the difference. And it'll be interesting to see here. I know the Corrine looked a little tight. We haven't yet seen that energy and that fire from Simone yet. And it'll be interesting to see if we see a change in kind of energy and momentum.
Yeah, I noticed that stat, 11 block shots from Corrine. And I mean, on the one hand, that sounds great, right? She blocked 11 times where they were attacking right at her, and she blocked them back. That was far more than anyone else. But what story that tells is how much that Tereshenko and Kovalova are attacking, directed at Corrine. So she's under a ton of pressure here. And we're going to see if she and her partner, Simone Jardim, can turn the tides a little bit in game number 2.
Yeah, they're both warriors and champions, and I think we could very well see the tides turn here. So looking forward to game 2.
Simone Jardim, we mentioned 45-1 all time at this complex, and she in the championship match of the mixed doubles pro division, her and her partner, they lost game 1, her and Kyle Yates, but they bounced back and won the last 2 games to win gold. So they're no stranger. She's no stranger to climbing out of a little bit of a hole.
So you see there with that, the previous point, the two-handed backhand that Jardim hit, it hit Kovalova in the hip. Of course, that's part of pickleball when you're playing on the court here. It's a relatively small court. You're hitting hard, especially when the ball is high, and you're going to get hit by the ball sometimes. That's part of pickleball. It's not personal. Ball was called out. Kovalova thinks it was in.
And somebody can't really tell. Inga Carr, who is the referee for this match, is siding with the line judge.
She is.
Called it out.
And tough to tell from that angle. They still have not put the point on the board here.
Simone's wanting some more conversation.
Yeah, so Kovalova and Tereshenko are appealing to Simone to say, hey, was that ball in? And she said, look, I didn't see it, wasn't clear. The referee made that call.
Ultimately, the referee has the discretion to side with either the line judge or the players, but they tend to go more in favor of the players who are so used to making their own calls because so few matches actually have line judges.
Oh, so there we go. They're going to replay the point.
Wow. Don't see that very often.
No, all 4 players are agreeing to it. Yet another, we've seen lots of shows of sportsmanship tonight.
So it remains at 0-0-1.
There's a lot of different ways in pickleball to right a wrong that you think has been incurred on the pickleball court. Again, we talked about how you sometimes get hit. Kovalova gets the ball off the left wrist. Carr puts up her hand saying, hey, nothing personal, no problem. And Kovalova, of course, knows that's the case.
Yeah, so we're seeing some blocks now by Irina and Lucy. So perhaps we are seeing Corrine and Simone doing some more of the attacking in game 2.
I think that's probably one of the things they talked about on between games is, look, let's take it to them. Let's not.
Unforced error there by Carr. Yeah. That'll bring Simone Jardim now to serve. And now the serve will change sides. Kovalova and Tereshenko would love to build a lead here after winning game 1.
That was a great defensive play by Simone.
Got low crossed up there, Tereshenko and Kovalova, and that ball through the middle of the court. They're going to have a quick chat about how they're going to handle those middle balls in the future. Make sure they don't get mixed up.
Yeah, and you can see Simone stepping in there to take that forehand through the middle, help out her partner.
So they go to 0-1-2.
What a great duck by Corrine.
Yep. If it had touched her, it would have been a point for Kovalova and Tereshenko. Instead, it's going to change the side for the serve. Great quickness there by Tereshenko. You can see she's a little fired up.
She is, and she's been playing a lot of pickleball this year. We've seen her in Centralia, Washington, the Hawaii Open. And get this, Dave, Irina actually asked me if I would come out on Christmas Eve and play pickleball with her and some others down in Tucson. And I had just moved from Phoenix out to South Carolina, and boy, what an opportunity I missed.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Sure.
The lob by Carr, Tereshenko the overhead. Simone trying to put a couple of them away.
Nice defense and doing a great job, obviously, keeping them back.
What an angle. What an angle.
Great decision there by Jardim.
I mean, that's what it's going to take to finish that point. Such good defense there from Tereshenko and Kovalova. You know, one of the things that Kovalova and Tereshenko were trying to do, first priority is to get the ball back in play, of course. The second one, though, is to get the ball low enough that the other team can't hit down and hit hard. We call that a drop, and it's so tough to hit a drop as it is, but to do so off of such a hard hit ball, extra challenging.
And nice shot there by Carr, kind of handcuffed Kovalova.
Yeah, she set herself up with that by a really nice drive across the net, low and with a lot of pace. She's going for it again.
Great
That time it
winner
got
there.
up.
Yeah.
See the difference? The other one stayed down low and fast. That one got up on her.
Well, and Mark, we've talked, we did a live stream here throughout the week from the U.S. Open, and we talked extensively over the course of our live streams about the importance of the height at which the ball goes over the net.
Yeah, that's going to be the main indicator for whether you hit a good shot or not. The serve and the return of serve, and obviously the lobs, those balls are typically going to have a little more height over the net. But anything from the third shot on, you really want that ball going about 12 to 18 inches over the net. If you hit any higher than that, that's a ball that's either going to go long or be attacked, like that is.
Yeah, the first two shots, the serve and the return, must be played off a bounce.
Or in that case that we saw right there, if the ball goes too high over the net, when it's hit, it's likely to sail long. That's a good get from Kovalova to get up to that ball and then back to play the overhead.
I mean, but look at that defensive play that we just saw from Simone, looking at that replay. I mean, wow, what a dig.
Yeah.
Kovalova and Tereshenko want a timeout. They trail 4-0.
U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore. By Head, official footwear of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Onyx Pickleball, because winning is fun.
Back here in beautiful Naples, Florida, it's been a fantastic week. Rusty Howes has been along for the ride the entire week, and he's in the License to Chill Lounge right now. Rusty, I'm a little bit jealous.
It's amazing here. Hey, what's your name?
Troy Miller.
What do you think of the Margaritaville License to Chill Lounge here?
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. This place is amazing.
And I heard you got here a little bit early today.
About 12:30 this afternoon, just so I could get this seat to watch these great matches.
All right, baseline shot, amazing medal match here. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thanks so much, Rusty. It is a sold-out crowd. Has been sold out for weeks.
Yeah, and Troy talked about how early he got here to get his seat. There were many others doing that today as well.
Jardim with the winner.
And she's just letting her partner know, I'm here for you.
So in the first game, the one that they won, Tereshenko and Kovalova only had to block 3 shots. 3 shots that were being hit as winners that they blocked back and counterattacked off of. Already in this game, in game number 2 that they're down in, they're up to 7 already. So that tells us that Carr and Jardim are really changing their strategy a bit. They're being more aggressive, more assertive, trying to do a little bit more to take it to Kovalova.
Beautifully placed shot there by Kovalova.
And you can really see that aggression out of Simone. She's taking up a lot of the court, so much of the court. Lucy was able to pretty easily get it behind her.
Kovalova and Tereshenko need to make something happen here on this service control.
That's a nice cross by Tereshenko, identifying that Kovalova was further back in the court, and likely that's where the ball was going to be hit. She intercepted that. It's called a poach. And a little help with the net, and they're on the board.
So 1-5-1.
Yeah, Corrine was ready for that. She wasn't really in position yet, but she got a paddle on it. Nice, low, fast, hard ball back across the net.
Tereshenko takes over the serve. Tereshenko has won 13 career U.S. Open medals, but only 4 of them have been gold. So she's gotten her opportunities quite often, but has not tasted the final victory as much as she would like.
She is a fierce competitor. I can tell you that she would definitely much rather all of those be gold.
She's a great sport too. Yesterday she got on the court with fans and was hitting returns during one of the timeouts when they had a machine out. And
she did, and she had a little fun with it too. They had her hit one of the returns between her legs, and she hit it perfectly back to the other side into the kitchen, which was what they were trying to get her to do.
She'll take advantage of the little breather to retrieve that Durafast 40 ball. As Jardim and Carr have a 5-1-2 lead, trying to even up this gold medal match.
And you can hear the communication between Simone and Corrine. As soon as that ball got up, you could hear Simone say, go.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, having a partner out there who's both supporting you, but also sometimes I feel like giving you instruction is it's putting too much on it. But you'll hear them talk to each other regularly. That's part of the game.
Ooh. Kovalova saying yes, as it does just get the line.
Yeah, it looks like it did. I'll be happy to get the ball, try to score some points here, serving at 1-6-1.
Corrine Carr, who is in the black on the left side there. She not only excellent in racket sports, but she also was a competitive college golfer at the University of South Carolina.
Yeah. She does enjoy to golf.
In fact, I spoke to her at a tournament last year and asked her about her golf aspirations, and she said that it's not something she's done playing, that she may get back to competitive golf at some point. And Carr leaves it short there.
Yeah, and for those viewers out there, Irina and Lucy doing a good job of keeping Simone and Corrine back. And if you can do that, if you can be consistent in keeping the opponents back, you're going to increase your chances of victory.
So that's the right time to do it. That's right. The ball was high enough with a little bit of topspin. That ball would stay in the court, but just hit a little bit too low. We talked earlier, Dave, about the importance of height over the net, and that ball about 1/4 of an inch too low.
And it tightens up here at 3-6-1. Make it 4-6-1.
Yeah, and Simone wasn't really expecting that. And they're going to call a timeout.
And we will step away as well. 4-6-1 here in game 2. Back here in Naples, Florida, Championship Saturday at the 2019 Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville. And this is the 4th year of this tournament. The most decorated players ever in the history of this tournament. Dave Weinbach, 17 total medals, 12 have been gold. Lucy Kovalova, who will pick up her 18th medal after this match concludes tonight, will temporarily move out of Dave. Dave still yet to play one more match here in this tournament on Championship Saturday. So they'll finish the tournament tied with 18 total medals apiece. And right on cue, Kovalova hits that winner. But how about the performances consistently out of Weinbach and Kovalova to have 18 total medals apiece at the U.S. Open?
Yeah, really impressive. And Dave just became eligible to play Senior Open as well. So he won the gold in the Senior Men's Open earlier this week. He could become the first one to ever win Open Senior and Open.
And he's been a great ambassador for the sport as well. So charismatic. Always happy to see him around. And how about this rally here by Kovalova and Tereshenko, as they have drawn even a chance to go in front. They have not led in this game.
A misread there. Jardim and Carr thought that ball was going to sail long. You can see the flags at the top of this beautiful Zing Zang court are blowing the backs of Jardim and Carr, and so that ball that might have gone long instead stays in.
So Tereshenko and Kovalova have the lead. They're 4 points away from gold. Wow, now 3 points away from gold. This is quite a run.
Yeah, it's a real turnaround. I know Simone and Corrine started off with 5.
7 consecutive points have been scored by Kovalova and Tereshenko. Wow, what a job by Lucy to get over there and get that one.
And excellent court coverage. Irina seeing that, going to the other side of the court so Lucy could stay going after that ball, and she was positioned to keep both of them into the point.
It was a good backhand by Tereshenko off that lob.
Oh, wow.
Kovalova feeling it. 2 points away from gold.
What a great point there. Lucy Kovalova showing her speed, showing her ability to both hit soft, really soft touch finesse shots, but also close it out with a powerful backhand.
And here we are at match point.
Unbelievable, this comeback. Trailed it 6-1. They've scored 9 consecutive points. Jardim and Carr taking a timeout, trying to stave off taking silver.
U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Franklin, the official bag, glove, and starter set of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By Abeo Footwear. Walk more, live more. By Mueller Sports Medicine. And by Baseline Racket Sports.
Back here in Naples, Florida, we are on championship points as Kovalova and Tereshenko on the verge perhaps of handing Simone Jardim just her 2nd ever loss here in Naples, Florida. 45-1 all time and 46 previous matches.
Yeah, and the current defending women's pro. And that's it.
Wow. The championship goes to Kovalova and Tereshenko. Well earned by the Slovenian and the Russian, who have made pickleball part of their lives here in the United States.
And this is the first one for Irina and Lucy here at the U.S. Open.
As one they will never forget. Lucy wisely lets it go. And you can see the joy out of that duo. They win at 11-5, 11-6 when we come back to medal presentation, and we will hear from your champions.
U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix. By DuraFast 40, the official pickleball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By Selkirk, we are pickleball. And by ILovePickles.org, a place to celebrate all things pickled.
A look at championship point as Tereshenko and Kovalova break through in consecutive games to win the title here in Naples, Florida, in the women's doubles pro division. A look at some of the numbers from that second and decisive game. And with that, we are happy to have the medal presentation. Let's bring in Heather from Margaritaville, who's got the hardware, and let's get our champions up here. Irina Tereshenko and Lucy Kovalova, come on up. A well-deserved round of applause. Heather, do the honor.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And they also get the head sweats along with the check and the head footwear. I want to thank Head for being an important sponsor here as well for this tournament. One more time, let's hear it for your champions here on center court. Irina, I'll begin with you. I know that Simone has gotten the better of you a few times in this tournament, including last year in this bracket, earlier this year in the singles event. How sweet does it feel to finally get a gold here against her on the court?
I erased all those losses from my memory. That's why I was able to compete well. And I couldn't have done it without my partner. And thank you to Carrine and Simone. They competed really well as well. And thank you, Paddle Tech, my family. Thank you, volunteers. Thank you, guys, tournament staff, and the fans. Woo!
And Irina, yesterday you were on the court when they were using the machine and you had to hit the ball across the kitchen. You went between the legs, got on the court with the fans. You've been a great ambassador. I know that you love being a part of this event.
It's always a pleasure to be here. Great atmosphere. I'm friends with all the volunteers, all the spectators, so I love coming back here over and over again.
Thank you so much, Irina. Lucy, I don't know. Oh, so go ahead.
I just want to say that Irina's speech was beautiful.
Thank you.
Lucy, I do want to ask you, I don't know if you know this, but as of right now, at least until Dave Weinbach takes the court later tonight, you are the most decorated person in the history of this tournament. You won 18 medals. No one has ever won more. What does that mean to you?
I don't know what to say. I believe you. Hard to believe, but I believe you. And I just would like to say thank you for fans for cheering us. It's always fun to come here, and I won those medals because we play age events, we play open events. We are here for a week, and it's a great experience. It's a great tournament. Terry and Chris, and as Irina said, everyone who participated, they did a great job. Thank you, Team Onyx. I wouldn't have done everything without you. Finally gold medal. I paid Simone back for all those silvers those years. So, yes, and I don't know, it's just great to be here and compete. And good job to Irina. We had a purpose and we stuck with it.
Well, congratulations to you both. Let's hear it one more time. What a tournament it has been, and these are two deserving champions. And with that, we wrap up our coverage here for CBS Sports Network. For Melissa McCurley, Rusty Howes, and of course Mark Renneson, I'm Dave Benn saying so long from Naples, Florida. Nearly $300 million invested into Bell Bank Park, and it is a spectacular pickleball facility. It's expected next year that prize money pool will be north of $2 million. It continues to grow as more and more sponsors come on board.
It is all the rage. Pickleball's not going anywhere. It is on fire.